Hi guys, so today we are looking at the quads, increasing our movement and strength by working on our range of motion in different exercises. So for all these exercises we want to maintain as much tension as possible, and hopefully over time when we increase our range, increase our movement, we'll build strength and get the desired muscle lengthening results that we want for the flexibility. Both of these can be quite intense, they're quite difficult exercises, but they are very good that when you repeat them over time, they will not only strengthen your quads a lot, but also your knees as well. So hopefully your tendons and ligaments in your knees eventually will become much stronger and you'll stop getting a lot of those little niggles. You need to start off gradual with these and build them slowly. It's not ones you want to rush into and just start doing 3-4 times a week, repeat as much as you can to get them nailed. Just do them gradually, add them in now and again, work on the shape and keep the tension and just build to your level, and then it will come. Alright, so first one is reverse Nordics. Feet flat on the floor, squeeze the arse cheek nice and tight, you've got a 50-pound note between the cheeks, or you're sucking a peanut up there. Then you can either have your arms across your chest or down by your side, whatever you prefer. So move forwards, I'm going to move forwards and unsmack my head off the wall. And then from there, what I want to do is work on bracing our core so we can maintain this shape throughout. I'm not going to hyperextend, I'm not going to leave my arse sticking back behind. I just want to be as straight as possible, get that tension locked in, and I'm just going to come back as far as I can, keep as much tension as I can in my quads, and then drive back up. Alright? So it doesn't matter where you get to, if you just get to here, or if you get all the way back down to the floor. You just work within your range, right? What we don't want to do is, as we're coming down, see how I get all the way down here, then let my hips drop and come back up like that. We're losing the benefit, right? So just try and stick within your range as best you can. If you've got anywhere you can attach a resistance band up overhead, you can use that to support you down and give you a little bit of assistance back up, or a partner holding a t-shirt or a towel is sometimes helpful, just to help you get back out of that hole at the bottom. Reps, sets and tempo is going to vary from person to person. I'll try and find out where your capacity is. If you're not getting a great range, try and keep the reps a bit shorter and increase the sets. So you can try and work on just gradually building that depth each time, maintaining the tension. If you can't get the full depth, try and go for more reps, right? So increase your volume overall through, like, try and hit 12, 13, maybe 15 reps, which is really going to hurt, right, by the end of it. But it will make a big difference over time, okay? Sweet. So second exercise, sissy squats. So, doing freestanding, you up on your toes, find your balance, and from there, you're going to load as best you can down through the knees, and try and get your knees down to the floor. I'm not going to do it properly, because I haven't warmed up properly yet, so I'm going to do the regressions. What we can start with is using the wall, alright? So I'm going to start with my feet nice and close, come up onto my toes the same, and then come forward and try and drop my toes down towards the floor, pause, drive back up, alright? Trying to focus on driving and lowering through your knees as much as possible. So come up, get that loading down, keep my shape nice and tight, squeeze my arse nice and tight, back up. As I get stronger and stronger, I want to move further and further away to the point where I'm just using fingertips for that little bit of balance, a little bit of support, walk my hands down, that support, and then drive back up. Alright? You can do the same with chairs, sticks, whatever you might want to use, but again, start slow and just gradually load, gradually build that range. With doing things like the pistol squats, which we've already covered this week, what we tend to find that extra loading does mean that our knee needs to track forward a lot more. If our knee isn't used to this tracking forward, we can get a lot of niggles going on within the tendons and ligaments and various other bits and bobs within the kneecap itself. So it is safe for the knee to do that, to move in that plane of motion, but it takes time for it to build up, and we need to actively try and strengthen it up. So just doing pistol squats might help, but chances are you're going to do something else at some point and it's not going to be used to that loading. So these exercises are really good variations where we can just start building up the capacity within the knee, within the quad, to keep that stability and that strength throughout different ranges of movement. Third exercise I want to show you, which is a little bit different, is a banded knee extension. So these look a little bit silly, but they are very good for quad activation. So making sure that actually our muscle is working effectively and firing off properly. Alright? What we're going to do is climb inside the band, grab on the backs of our legs, and then pop your hands inside. From there, we'll put the band on the back of our knees. We're going to leave the band on the floor, that's it. And we'll come up into almost a bear claw position. And from there, all I'm going to work on is just driving my bum up in the air and locking my knees out straight. Right? So I walk my hands back, so my bum's higher, so drop, drive back, heels on the floor. It's also going to help with your hamstrings. The more we can strengthen the opposing muscle group, so quads to hamstrings, often what we find is it will stabilise the opposite. So if we strengthen the quads, it should help stabilise the hamstrings as well. So those with tight hamstrings should get a lot of benefit from a little bit of quad isolation work. Then, if we want to progress this, what we do is come down in the same position. We're going to elevate our feet up onto a bench. And then, from there, go for that same motion, driving the legs back, up, lock out, and tuck down. Up, lock out, and back down. Alright, I can already feel that starting to burn. So what I would say, if you can manage the head rush and breathe properly, try and increase the reps to about 12-15 reps for 3 to 4 sets, and you should get a nice little quad pump. Alright, but it will help long term with strengthening those muscles and protecting your knees. Sweet. Hope you enjoyed, guys. Any questions, drop me a message, and take care.